Hey, Matt here. Welcome to Mob Street. Today we are on the Scrambler 400X, and this is going to be my 525-mile review on the Scrambler. Now, I'm not at home. I am up the Nebo Loop in, well, it's in Juab in Utah County, but you guys, check this place out. This is the backside of Mount Nebo. Came up here today because I wanted to give you a review on the Scrambler 400X. Now, this bike, I've had it in the rain, I've had it on the dirt, and it is in the middle of somewhat of a rainstorm that just came over the top of us here. And we are heading south, and we've got about anywhere from a 5 to 7 mile dirt road in front of us that we're going to be cruising down, and we're going to be taking the Scrambler. I've had it in canyons, I've had it on the asphalt, I've ridden two up with my wife, I've ridden two up with my kids. I have been all sorts of places so far on the Scrambler, and you know what, honestly, I love this bike. It is so much fun, and it packs a punch for a 400cc bike. You know, well, 398 single if you want to get super technical, but this one has been an absolute ball. I love just everything about it. The engine, the transmission, the tires, the suspension, all of it just feels really dialed straight out of the gate. I haven't done anything to it yet. Heck, I haven't even done my 600-mile service on this yet. But just to give you a few of kind of what I feel about it so far, you guys, the seat on this is right out the gate comfortable. Now, like I said, I've had me on there with my wife, and out of all of my bikes, you know, the TWs, the KLX, the Scrambler, the Harley, all of those, my wife says that this bike is comfortable straight out of the gate. Just something to think about if you're looking at getting one of these and you want to ride two up. It's kind of hard to beat. You know, there's a few things that you can add to it, but just overall comfort of the bike for rider and passenger is very comfortable. Now again, I'm only 5'6" with a 30-inch inseam, so I'm a little high-centered on the bike. I can get one foot on the ground and then the other one's just on the peg somewhere. But the fueling on this is spot on. The acceleration is good. The power delivery is smooth. And I mean, coming up those roads that I came up and just tapping it down a gear and then just being able to have that power just right there on demand is awesome. Now, the tires, they grip extremely well. I have had it, like I said, in the gravel and on some 2-track dirt. I haven't done any single track with it just yet, simply because I'm not that comfortable with it just yet. I want to get more familiar with the bike before I go and do stuff like that, and just kind of get a better feeling of how the bike handles in the dirt on that 2-track stuff, just to see really what it's like before I go crazy. But canyon carving and getting up into places like this bike, it instills so much confidence in a turn. Like, you're leaning and it's almost begging you to lean just a little bit more as you're going into the turn. And then when you're on the throttle, I mean, it's not a jolt, but it's just smooth power delivery up and out. And I have been extremely happy with it. The exhaust on this has been great. Like, just the sound, it sounds good. It's not overbearing. And it's just, when you're up here, you know, there's a lot of folks who are out camping, who are out, you know, just recreating. And I really don't feel like this bike is going to be one that they're just cussing at you at, you know, as you go by, like, oh, that guy's so loud. No, it's not. It's way nice. The suspension on this is dialed. I have not really played around with the traction control or the off-road mode. But when I was riding in the rain and I was on the gravel, I tried to give it a little bit, and as the tires broke loose, you could feel that traction control kick in so that you could maintain your traction as you're going through that stuff. So there are pros and cons to it. It does work well. The ABS on this, I have slammed on those brakes in some of these turns, excuse me, not some of these turns, but some of the roads and stuff, and the ABS is there, and it's not that just like slammed feeling that you get. It's nice and just controllable, really. Feels good, and it works well. So honestly, and I've actually told a couple of people of this when they've asked me how much I like it, or if I like it, or what I think about it, I would honestly say that this is probably one of the best value motorcycles out there right now. So the fit and the finish on this, Triumph did not skimp on anything. I mean, just the color, the paint, and just the finish of everything so far has been awesome. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like, yeah, you know, just you've been on some of those bikes where you're just like, nah, that doesn't really feel the best. This one, the fit and the finish, I feel is true Triumph. And just coming out and just getting into places like this, I mean, granted, I love living in Utah for this stuff right here, you know, and it's just fun. It is flat out fun. Overall, I am extremely happy with the Triumph. I think before I go and do any more major, like real off-roading or even the single track, I do want to get a different skid plate for it and the crash bars. If you are looking for a bike that is a decent price and just one that I think you can get the most bang for your buck, I highly recommend checking out the Triumph Scrambler 400X, because you guys, it is an absolute blast. So if there's questions or comments, put those down below, and make sure to like, subscribe, and follow along, because we have a lot more content coming up on the Scrambler 400X, plus more for the TWs, more for the KLX, and more from the Harley Fat Boy. So if you are into motorcycles, might as well subscribe to the channel, because we have a lot more coming. I'm Matt. This is the 2024 Triumph Scrambler 400X on the backside of Mount Nebo, riding the Nebo Loop. Gonna be a great time. Matt with Mob Street. We'll see you in the next one.